Okay, everybody. All my kids are awake early today. You know, my girls even woke up early, which is great because I love having time with my babies. And my middle one, my 12-year-old, she and I watched a bunch of food shows together this morning, which was like a blast. I love doing that. So last night, I made 100 more reference images. Maybe 100, but I need a lot. I made a lot of reference images. The intent was to do the collection as the lifeline of a coconut, where it goes from the whole coconut to it getting cut to it having a liquid and, just that whole lifeline, right? And I made a lot of beautiful reference images, like beautiful ones. I made some where they are like close up to the coconut, where you have the splash, and I mean some really great ones. But my biggest problem was that it looked like that. Fruit. Still life. It wasn't anything special. It was just normal. And I really did try to bring in the Mediterranean. I had mentioned, like, when I changed it to Mediterranean, just to Mediterranean houses. And I was like, okay, I tried the color palette. I tried to put the coconuts in front of a Mediterranean window. And all those things. But I hated it. I still hated it. It just didn't work out how I wanted it to work out. And the pictures look amazing, but it felt like what I've already done. And what I've already done, I've made cornerstoredreams.com and I've made keepingtheirtable.com. Both of those are food focused. Cornerstone Dreams has a cosmic brownie set, which is beautiful. Perfection. I love it. It's gorgeous. And because of the Facebook glitch last weekend, I'm going to try again this weekend to see if I can get some sales on that. Hopefully, cross your fingers. But it's the same thing. It's a food, right? And I was like, I'm doing the same thing. And you know how you can only go so far in a stationary bike, right? As a person with an entrepreneurship degree, we're taught, you can be an outlier if you're prepared to wait, you know. And my commission, my semi-custom business, keeping their table. I haven't checked my feedback yet, but it has good engagement. But I don't think it's ready yet. I think it's more so an in-person kind of thing to sell. Anyways, because of that, I need to not think the same direction. I need to think differently. So what I did last night was I went to Instagram. I love looking at artists' work. I don't like process videos because I don't need to know your process. I just want to see what you made. So those ones where they are like taking their time to show the piece, I'm like, oh, that's amazing. Or the ones where it's just a picture of the piece or where they're panning over the piece. I love those. The process ones, I'll watch them. I'll look at them if they're kind of short. But I really just love the art itself. I love art. I love looking at art. I love seeing art. And then I came across an aerial view art. And I was like, that's something I haven't done. I think I did one, and it was with oil pastels, which is great. But I think it was too complicated, and I didn't know what I was doing. And I think the reference image just was really bad. And I said, couldn't a coconut travel the ocean? And it made sense. Not only did it make sense, but it allowed me to not think of a coconut just as a coconut. And then the idea of this concept of a coconut traveling the ocean, it allows me to make multiples, right? So I can make a lot for y'all, which is good. And I can also challenge myself differently and use my Neo colors. These are water solubles, and I don't use them often because my normal is oil pastels, which I love using. They're like creamy, they're buttery, like it's great. And then the water solubles are more so like you don't see a lot of people making like complete art around them. I have a lot in my store, in my eBay store, but I have more oil pastel art because I have more of those. Right? These are like $2 a piece. You know what I mean? And I don't buy them like I buy them individually because I like to have a specific collection. You know what I mean? That's how I do it, right? And same thing with my oil pastels. I'll buy them individually too if I want to get good kinds. Anyways, um, aerial view, top down beaches. I'm from California originally. We have lakes in Arkansas. There's 2 lakes by where we live, and they're great. They're beautiful, but they're not beaches. And because we're not going to California this year because of how expensive it's going to be, it would be versus like last year because of how things have just elevated, anyways. So I'm gonna do that. I'm going to test it out today, and hopefully I can come back later today and show you a nice, pretty piece. I'm going to try to do 2, maybe 3, because it's aerial view. I can do a 8x10 and it should look okay. I'm excited to actually create a collection using my my water soluble pastels because I don't do that very often, you know, and that's exciting to try something different, try something that's not normal. And a lot of people like don't you don't see people using these often to create something long term or something bigger, you know. Not that my 8x10s are big, but you know what I mean. Like they're not bigger. Like I think the last time I used my water solubles, I made some. I made like a flower pots, Chinese style art with flower pots and stuff like that. Beautiful, of course. Still fun. The good thing about these is speed, and that's gonna be amazing. So I'm gonna make some beautiful art quickly, and I love the ability to make it messy too. Versus oil pastels, which I have to be very neat, and I have to go within a set to find, and I have to layer a lot, right? It's a lot of layering. These, not so much, right? I have a technique for them, and I'm excited to show you that technique. What I'm going to do is I'm going to test out the concept first, the collection idea, see how I like the results, and from there, I'll decide if, 1, I'm going to show you the technique I used to make it, and 2, if I'm going to continue on the collection and come up with the actual storyline of the collection and build something really great with it. That's the whole focus, right? The whole focus is to make sure that I can tell a story. I want to draw coconuts. I love the beach. I love the beach. It's really beautiful. You know, Santa Monica Pier. You know, and to do an aerial artwork, I'm excited because it's not a table, 1. And 2, it's it's not that. And that's like the most exciting part about it. It's not that. And the idea of not doing that is exciting for me because maybe I'm holding myself back by just doing food, you know? And if I can build my name, my reputation with a coconut traveling the ocean, let's do it, right? Like, come on, let's do it. Why not, right? So, I will see you later. Hopefully with 2 beautiful examples. Either way, I'm going to do 2 pieces today because I miss doing my art. And we'll see how they look. You never know, I might decide, you never know. It might be Neo's, Neo Color 2s, or it might be my beautiful collection of oil pastels. Who knows? Literally, who knows? So, See you later, y'all.